The Jewish people are a very self-critical people. They hold themselves to a standard that if they see something that's not up to the standard, they will call it out and use language that if the outside world will take it as face value, it may work against them. And that's what we see today in this open globe. However, a keen eye will realize that this is where they shine. When they compare what the Jewish people call themselves out for as the worst thing that can ever happen to them, morally, that's where you can see how they shine. And last week's parsha, Vayishev Yaakov ve'eretz Megillah Uvev, Rashi explains that after we were finished with all these generation after generation after generation of Isav, we cleaned up the dust of the precious stone, and now the stone is shining. Is it shining? What is the stories that we're telling? That the brothers couldn't get along, and they almost killed Yosef, that they sold him to slavery in Egypt? But mitoch geniesan bushvucha, when we see how they fight each other and for what reasons, and if you compare it to the rest of the world, that's where the diamond shines. Which brings me to my next point, which is this week's parsha. We live in trying times. There's anti-Semitism is rising, terror attacks all over the world. And sometimes we pitch the Jewish strength, why we should be Jews, from a point of weakness. Because we are tortured, because we are persecuted, that's why we have to stand together, and that's why we have to maybe move to the Holy Land, which is a case to make. But there's a much stronger case. And that is what we see played out in this week's parsha. Yosef is on top of the world. He's the strongest, most powerful figure on planet Earth. The only country that survived the hunger, and he's in charge. He has everything going for him. He doesn't need anything from anyone. Here comes his 10 brothers in their lowest point. They don't have food to feed themselves and their families. They are forced to come and beg for food. Beg, buy, whatever. What could have Yosef have done to his brothers that all he had from them is agony and persecution? I don't need you. I don't know who you are. Leave me alone. I'm here. I have my wife, my 2 children. I'm the second in command of Egypt. What do I need you for? But that's not what happens. That's not what happens. Yosef is ready to leave everything. He melts down to his brothers, to his 10 brothers. Because what we have, what Yosef and his brothers had, albeit all what divided them, was the spark, the nitzitz of the Jewish people. It's much stronger, and it's a much stronger case than anything that could divide us, any terror attack, any anti-Semitic trope. We can live in the best of times, in the highest of the pyramids. But if we have a community somewhere, we will be connected and in solidarity with that community. We will be ready to suffer and go live with our brothers rather than what Yosef had in Egypt and Mitzrayim. That is the point. That is the message.